Hi all, so we're going to do a little bit of a chair-based movement session. It's only going to be short, quick, easy, straightforward, and basically you just need to work at your own pace. If you come across anything that you find uncomfortable, just don't do it, leave it out, and just enjoy it. So before we start, make sure you've got a chair that's nice and sturdy. So obviously you're nice and safe and that your area is free from any hazards. And footwear wise, you can either do it barefoot like I'm doing, or something with a non-slip sole to it. So trainers or shoes that are non-slip, not your slippers. Okay, let's get started. So you want to start off on your chair, about halfway on your chest. I'll show you side on. We don't want to be all the way at the back, so we're slouching, nor do we want to be balanced on the front, so we're unset. We want a nice, good posture, nice sturdy posture. So ankles below our knees, knees in line with our hips, spine nice and long at the crown of the head. We want to activate those internal muscles. So we want to make sure that we're drawing up that pelvic floor internally as if we need to stop we in mid-flow. And we're tightening our belt about 3 notches of a 10-notch belt. So we're just sucking the belly button in ever so slightly to give ourselves a nice, strong, sturdy body. And from there, we're going to make a start. So we're going to start off with some little toe taps in front. So we're tapping the toe down in front. Nice and controlled, nice, smooth movement, not forcing anything at all. Brilliant. And then from there, we're going to do a little leg extension. So we're starting to warm up the knees a little bit. So we're extending the leg in front. You can, if you want to, slide it across the floor rather than lift the leg up. So again, you're working at your own pace and at your own level. Lovely. And then from there, we're going to work on our spine and our waist. So we're going to do some little twists side to side, very gently, just as if you're going to reach for something to the sides. And again, we're thinking about that pelvic floor being pulled up. So we're drawing up that pelvic floor internally and just pulling the belly button in ever so slightly. And again, we're just keeping these movements nice and smooth, nice and controlled. And from there, we're going to work on the shoulders. So we're going to shrug the shoulders all the way up towards the ears and then slide them down the spine. Shrug them all the way up towards the ears and then relax them down. So as we shrug it, we can imagine we're all stressed and all tense. And then as we slide them down, we just relax it out. Let's do that 2 more times. 1 more. Lovely. Okay, we're going to come back to our ankles again and we're going to do a little heel dig this time. So we're tapping the heel down, curling the toes. We're extending that leg in front of us. Again, I'm trying to think about my feet in line with my hips. So I'm keeping my pelvis nice and stable. I'm breathing throughout, so I'm not holding my breath. And I'm keeping that posture nice and tall. Let's just do 1 more each side. Lovely. And then we're going to do a little march to the feet. Now, you don't have to lift your feet very high. You can just do a little grape crush if you prefer. So you can imagine you're out in France and you're crushing those grapes, or you can be lifting your feet. Again, we're thinking about those internal muscles all firing away. And then we're going to march out a little bit wider and then in a little bit narrower. Now, again, we're not forcing anything. So any problems around that pelvis, and this is a bit uncomfortable, we're not going to force it. We can stay with that march. And we're going to do that 1 more time. And then when we get a little bit wider, we're going to imagine we're stirring a pot, a very big pot. We're just getting a little bit of movement through your pelvis, through the spine. So if I show you side on, I'm keeping my body nice and tall. I'm not forcing anything. I'm sucking my belly button in. If it's causing any discomfort in your back, just go back to that little march. And you can imagine as you're stirring that pot, it could be a big pot of soup, or it could be a big pot of fudge, or a big bowl of porridge. Now we're going to go the other way. So we're not going too fast. Again, we're thinking about those internal muscles. They will switch off, so we're going to reactivate them. We're just going to do 2 more. and only going to our own range of movement. We're making this absolutely our little movement session today. So you're going to bring those feet back in, and then I'm going to reach to the side and then come back up nice and tall, sucking my belly button in. I'm going to reach the other side and suck the belly button back in. I might reach out a little bit further to the side as if I'm reaching for something and I'm sucking my belly button back in as I come back. So the movements again are smooth and controlled. I'm not forcing or overextending. And as I'm going to the side, I'm making sure that I am leaning directly to the side. So a little bit like a piece of toast in a toaster. I don't want to burn the front or burn the back by collapsing. I'm staying nice and upright in between. I'm going to do one more each way. Just opening up that waistband and opening up that spine. Lovely. We're going to come back to our shoulders and we're going to take that movement a little bit bigger. So any problems around the shoulders, it's uncomfortable, by all means go back to a small little shoulder roll, or we can go a little bit bigger and start to brush just across the face as if you're parting little cobwebs. You were maybe walking down the garden path and you've walked through a cobweb accidentally, or you might even want to brush your hair back. Again, any problems with the shoulder area and that's too much, we take that back to a really small shoulder roll. And if that feels okay, we can go a little bit bigger and start to imagine you drawing big circles on either side of the walls in the house. One more each side. Lovely. And from there, we're going to go back to our heel digs. So whilst you're doing these movements, you could have a little bit of music on in the background, but we're constantly thinking about how our body feels and we're not forcing anything. Then next time when you're on your right, you're going to bring your heel forward and curl your toes. So I'm going to go side on, and you're going to have a nice long straight leg, nice tall posture, and we're going to present our chest forward as if we're peeping over a cliff or staring into a deep well. And you should feel a nice stretch at the calf and the back of the thigh. We're not forcing anything, we're just encouraging the backs of those legs to open, and we're breathing naturally, breathing some softness into those muscles. We're going to come up nice and tall again. We're going to do some more heel digs. And the next time we're on the left, we're going to bring the left heel forward, curl the toes. Nice straight leg, nice flat knee, nice and tall through the body, presenting your chest forward. So think about a book, and this being like the border of the book where you're folding the book out, or we're peeping over that cliff. And we're breathing, we're not forcing anything, we're just opening up the back of the calf and the back of the thigh. And then come up nice and tall. Little march through the feet. Lovely. So from there, we're going to open up the chest a little bit more. So feet come down, feet and knees hip distance. And I'm going to imagine I'm giving somebody a huge hug. And then I'm opening out my chest. Big, huge hug. Opening out my chest. And a big, huge hug. And opening out the chest. And just breathing into the chest. You might want to bring your hands down onto your chair and lift up through the chest. And we're just using our breath to soften the muscles across the chest and the shoulders. Lovely. Okay, and from there, we're going to do a little march. And we're going to do a little bicep curl and a little press above the head. Now, it doesn't have to be a big press, and any problems with the shoulders, you may want to just stay with the bicep curls. But if it's all right for you, we're going to reach up a little bit higher and back down. And then the next time we reach up, we're going to bring our right arm down onto our chair or onto our thighs. We're going to lift up and we're going to ease across. So we're reaching up nice and tall and we're opening out that waistband. If this is too much for the shoulder, you can bring it across the chest, or you can have it by your side and just breathe into the waistband. So again, from the side, I'm not collapsing forward, nor am I rounded back. I'm nice and tall, and I'm taking that arm up and above the head. Lovely. And then we're going to release it back down. A little bit of a march again. And we're going to just do those little bicep curls or those little presses again. Now again, if it's too much to press above the head, we can just stay with a little swing through. So again, you can make this your little movement session that's suitable for your body and where you are today and how you're feeling. The next time we reach up, we're going to bring that other arm down. We're going to lift up and across. And again, we're not collapsing. We're staying nice and tall. And we're breathing into that waistband. Now again, if it's too much for the shoulder, it can come across the chest. Or you can have your arm down by your side and you're just breathing into the waistband. And then we're going to come up nice and tall. And we're going to congratulate ourselves for a session really well done.